Okay. Oh, you're gonna wear that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I can take it off if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Best podcast. Go. Take one. The only take we'll have.
Hello. It's me and Rowa Enezi, my sister. So Rowa, thank you so much for being here, first of all.
Thank you for having me.
So Rowa.
So I have just a list of topics that I wanted to cover. I actually wanted to say, this is so cool that I'm doing a podcast, but I'm just really excited and thank you for giving me this opportunity. So basically the topics that like I have here that I wanted to talk about, I couldn't really talk about them in any other place, like filming a video on them. Like they're just mini random topics, so it's nice to have a podcast to like put them all in one place. So I just want to
start... Before I begin, we knew that before we record this, that this might take a really long time. We're like 1 hour is not going to be enough. So we might have to film another episode.
If you want a part two, let us know. So what I was going to say is that let's start from the beginning. So, you know, we both came here from England to Kuwait. I think I was like 11 years old. I think so, or 10. And so large majority of our lives we had grown up abroad, and it's different. It's very different to Kuwait. So it was such a culture shock to come here. So many things, and it sounds dumb like when I say it, but like for example, so in England we went to a government school, and when we came to Kuwait we went to a private school, and so everything was different. The weather was different. We went from rains all the time to the boiling heat. In England we barely had homework. Like I remember it was mainly we had fun, you know, we were playing. And then here it's like we have a test after test and homework, and we got threatened with detention. And like when this is your first introduction to Kuwait, like in the school, it's very scary. Like as a kid, I came in year 7. It was traumatizing. I can't say that because sometimes people throw around that words, but it was very traumatizing. I had anxiety every time before I went to school. I remember in the car before I would get out, my heart was beating, I was sweating, I was scared. It was very scary. And also when you go from playing all the time, we had like 1 hour and a half. You went to secondary school in England. You were able to go home, walk home, then come back during your lunch break.
Very lenient.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't get, okay, so say we have a class and they set the homework date.
In England?
In England it would be set like 2 days after that initial day at least, so that we have time to process the work, to ask questions, and then come back. But in our school here in Kuwait, it was just like next day it could be due, like, and you have to get it done, and if you don't get it done, you're in trouble.
It was very military, like very strict.
I mean, I will say it does have its pros, okay? Like every place has its pros and cons. And it did teach us values that we still carry till this day now. And it did give us our personality. It did shape who we are. We had amazing friends.
Honestly, it made me more confident, I would say.
Yeah. We did have amazing friends. We had we had a very multicultural background. We were in classes with people from different backgrounds, from different religions, all these different types of people. It was beautiful in that sense.
Yeah.
But just in the sense that they didn't treat us like children was, I feel like, the only issue.
Yeah, and even in the primary school, because we have younger siblings, they tell them like, oh, you're big, like you're, what did they say? Like,
they would say they're role models. They would treat them like
they're an adult or something. Yeah.
Like they would pin their personality and absolutely scrutinize them for small child mistakes.
Right.
Like it was really sad.
Right.
Like even going to the point of public humiliating said student in front of not only their class, but like the next morning in front of the entire school, like the entire primary school, which this is a child, you know, like something really small, and that would happen. It would really upset us.
Back to what we were saying about having a break here. So as I mentioned, we had like 1 hour and a half break, but when we came to Kuwait, for me, it was like you only have 20 minutes for the first break, and then the second break was 15 minutes. By the way, I had to pray in that second break. So by the time I do wudu, by the time I pray, like literally, and I have 2 minutes to eat, and khalas, I have to get to my next class. So yeah, so it was really bad.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's just like because it's just been a significant portion of our lives, and it's something we still look back to as adults because it didn't feel fun like being a child when you were in that position. Like it just felt like every day was stress, and I think that's why we still like look back to it, and it carries significance.
Also, I want to mention that like there's like third culture kids, which is basically when you grew up in two different places and there's this like identity crisis. So like at least for me, when I was in England, I was there, but I didn't really feel like I fit in there because I'm a Muslim, obviously. So, you know, there's not like that Islamic culture that's there. And I felt like yeah, okay, well, I'm still this brown kid, like, in a group of, like, everyone who is, you know, I don't know, I just, like, it was nice, but I still didn't feel like I belonged there. And then when we came to Kuwait, like, oh my God, like, a part of the culture shock was the Arabic. Oh my God, like, it was a struggle for the first year that we were here to communicate with people in public. But here, you know, I have this whole like Western, you know, sort of, sorry to call it Western under the British colony terms, Western. But when I came here, I didn't feel like I fit in here either. Like, yeah, Islamically and all that, but I don't know. I just don't feel like I belong here because I feel like everyone here grew up in a specific way. They all like talk about the same things, and people are friendly here as well. But I just feel like, you know, I tweeted about this once. Like, I feel like I'm too white to be Arab, but like I'm too Arab to be white. So I'm just like, I just don't feel like I belong anywhere. And
I feel like a lot of people have
a lot
that.
of yeah.
Yeah, whether or not they admit it, I feel like quite a few people actually feel that way.
Mm-hmm. But it's okay. I feel like, I mean, we're not meant to, I don't want to take this into a dark term, but we're not meant to become comfortable in this world. We're not, you know, we're just here for a temporary amount of time and then we're going. So I feel like in a way that's a positive thing from that, is that like it just reminds us that, you know, like we have one purpose and to fulfill that. So talking about the next topic is I'm sure you know that I have Rowa Speaks as like an Instagram account, and oh my God, it's so embarrassing. So basically, to tell you the backstory about Rowa Speaks, oh my God, so please don't dig this up, like I'm sure it's still out there, but there's something known as the print. Okay, at the school there was this article. First it was paper articles, they printed it out, it's a school magazine, and then like, I was part of the club, and so I was part of the transition from being a paper to online, to save paper and, you know, save the world and all that. So
can I just stop you for a second? You just reminded me of something.
What?
I was in class, you know, back when I was in school, and then how do you explain the digital magazine that you have? You had like it would be like you speaking and then interviewing other students.
Yeah, it was a bunch of things.
That would
like
be the school
it was
magazine?
a bunch of things. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
so-
like yeah.
Yeah, so I was in class and then
Oh
the
wait,
teacher-
no, wait. Oh my God. Okay, wait. No, okay. Okay, go on.
I was in class and I just remember the teacher playing that, and then I was like, why do I hear my sister's voice? And the whole of the class just heard it, and she was like, oh sorry, and she just opened up that video, I think because the teachers got the video first. And I was just like, I don't know, it was just a significant memory I have. It's really funny.
So basically what she's saying is like one of my interviews, so back when I was a part of the school magazine, I would mainly do like I got an award for it. I did like more than 50% of the contribution. So I was like the interview girl, so like I'd go around and like interview people, and we'd all agree like it was such a good club. Oh my God, shout out to the teacher, he's left the school. But so basically like we would all agree like, okay, so what do we want this week's video to be. So it would be like, for example, we interview people, it'd be like, who's your celebrity, like who's your role model, or like would you rather be like speaking to animals or speaking languages of the world.
And it's still up on YouTube.
Oh my god, please don't dig that up. It's so embarrassing, and especially my hijab and everything. So I would be that person. And so when I like graduated from school and I came to a university, I was like, you know, I kind of want to like bring that back because I like the social aspect of it. I like communicating with people, and it was fun. Like making videos is a hobby of mine, so I was like, let's do it. And I don't like, the OGs will know it used to be called KU Speaks. Yeah, but then I was like, okay, hold on, like I'm gonna graduate, like, so I changed the name to Rowa Speaks. But like,
I remember like just editing a lot of your videos with you.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
the racism video.
Oh yeah.
I remember like editing, and then every time Ro would come up to me and be like, you know, even now she's like, what should the thumbnail be like?
Yeah. Everything, I always get my sister's opinions like before I upload anything, and then I can never look at it again. Like once it's posted, class, like I'm not looking that again.
Think, like,
it's so cringy. Like I'm like all for it. Then when I post it, I'm like, okay, it's too embarrassing. I can't see that again.
I think, honestly, like, it's such a great achievement that you have
Thank you.
Kind of place where you like give people a service and like speak about like your experiences at uni and
like it's a hobby, but it's also educational. Like I do want to document things, and I put on my channel like things that I wish someone did it, like I'm doing it. So like, for example, what did I take in first year? Like I do these videos like first year, second year, third year, what did I take, so that people can know and they're not overwhelmed and they have a smoother transition. Like even I just organized orientation for new trainees so that they can, you know, it's easier for them to transition into being a doctor. But
what's your favorite video of everything?
Oh my god. Oh, I don't know. Every video has its own, like, you know, thing. I like all of my videos, honestly. I like all of them.
It's nice memories, because when I look back, I see people and faces that like from a long time ago I haven't spoken to in a really long time, or I haven't seen in such a long time, and it's so nice. It's like the nostalgia.
Yeah,
it's like cute memories. It's so sweet.
Yeah, it's nice to look back to, and like it reminds me, like I also want to document it for myself. Like when I grow up, I'm like, oh yeah, what did I do here, what did I take here, and so I could just watch my video and be like, oh cool. But also I want to say that sometimes when people create a social media, they want to be famous, you know, they want to be well known. For me, like honestly
it's about benefiting people.
Yes, but it's just for me, like even if just one person watches it, like that's cool, like,
and
you know,
it's nice because you're being authentic.
Yeah, like I don't care, like I don't right now I don't know how many followers I have. I think 300 something, but it doesn't matter to me. The only thing that would make me want to be well known is to have a positive impact, which leads me to the next topic that we're going to talk about, which is child abuse. This is something very, very important in Kuwait, especially
as a inshallah up and coming pediatrician.
Inshallah. I do want to be a pediatrician. Pediacast, if you're watching this, inshallah, I'll be on your podcast. They're never gonna have me after this.
They're gonna blacklist you.
They're gonna blacklist me. But so basically, I do want to be a pediatrician. Actually, shout out to Dr. Paul. I think he really was the star on YouTube. I used to watch his videos, and I was like, I want to be like this guy, because the way he interacts with kids was nice, and I aspire to be like that. So
is he what like mainly made you wanna? Did you have like an epiphany?
I think so. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I think it was in third year. Like I would just watch his videos, and I was like, hold on a second, like I want to do that. I think I even messaged him. I was like, how did you get to where you are? Like I want to be exactly like you.
Did he message you back?
Yeah, they I think it was I think it was his team, like on Facebook. They messaged me back, but I was like, it sounded very US coded. Like I don't know if I could do that. Like I think our system's different. But so that was the start of it. And so I really like pediatrics, and I like children. I think they're very vulnerable and scared. I was a child once, and
we were both children.
We were
going through it in school.
Yeah, but not only at school, like even in the hospital, which I'll talk about later about like my experiences in hospitals. But I wish someone just like would explain to me. Like I had this moment in the dentist. They didn't tell me what they were doing. And next thing I know, they're pulling my tooth out. and I almost fainted. Like, it was traumatizing. Like, if you just explain to children, I know they're children, but they understand, and you just explain to them, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. Like, it calms them down a bit. So, yeah, I think we should do that a lot more often. And so I want to be a pediatrician because I want children to not be scared when they're going to the doctor. I don't want it to be a traumatizing experience. So, yeah.
Children, I feel like a lot of people underestimate how much they understand and how much they know and how much they care.
And how much they can be affected by negative things.
They really do, like, care and understand. And they're more conscious of what's going on around them than adults, I feel like.
They're like sponges.
Yeah. And they're always constantly, like, how do you say this? Like, they're aware of their surroundings, and they're always, you know, absorbing everything. And it's just sad that people don't give them respect just because they're smaller. Sometimes I see that. And have you seen that in hospitals or?
I don't know about respect. I think they just don't include them in the like treatment process. Like, they don't really explain to them very well. Some of them are amazing. Like, I've seen really good doctors with children. So
why do you care about the concept of child abuse?
Because child abuse is something that, like, first of all, they're a child, so it's not like an adult, like, going through something. They kind of have, like, I don't know, they're kind of stronger, they can kind of, like, deal with it a bit, but a child
is more vulnerable.
And also they can't get out of their situation as much as adults can. Like, and it's when you think about child abuse, sometimes it's with their own parents, and so when they're in an enclosed space, they can't, like, no one knows what's happening unless you see some signs, you know. But it's like, it's very sad to me, and it's a very hard topic because at the same time you don't want to get involved in, like, you don't want to separate families, but you want what's best for the child. So I don't know, like, it's something that I really want to work on.
I think it's getting better in Kuwait. I've seen a lot of
there's a lot of advocacy.
Yeah, the Kuwait Child Protection Program is doing an amazing job.
Yeah,
I know that we've done activities with them. They're amazing. They're really, I'm really proud of them, honestly. They've done a lot.
Yeah, I think definitely we could improve. But if you know a child, or you've seen a child with significant signs that possibly they could be abused, there's a number 147, which is with the Child Protection Office, that you can call them, and they'll be able to help you out in the situation. So I just wanted to mention that point.
So the next topic we wanted to talk about was doctors. We've both been in rotations where there have been a lot of doctors who treat students like robots. And what do you kind of think about that? Machines.
What do I think about that? I have a lot to say about that. So it's not just about that. Like, there's also this, like, superiority complex. Without naming names, so there was this doctor. She was just out to get us. Like, I swear it was like we personally offended her family or something. So basically what happened was, like, from the very beginning, she was just hostile with us. And, like, I was sick, so I took some time off in, like for the hospital. And I came back. I have never met this woman. Because when I was doing the rotation, we were with a different doctor. So when I came, she was, like, as I said, she was very hostile. She was like, who are you? Why were you not here?
She was entitled.
Yeah, she was like, why weren't you here yesterday? I was like, oh, like, I was sick. And she was like...
She didn't believe you.
Yeah, she didn't believe me, and she was like, well, why didn't you text me beforehand or tell me beforehand? First of all, I don't even know who you are. Second of all, like, I see what they mean.
The thing is, we have rules, right? And we follow the rules. Like, we bring in a sick leave and all of this.
Yeah.
But she was bringing up stuff that weren't in the rules. And
yeah, because the thing is, that might be true for you because you have a whole team. Like, you have a whole doctor that you depend on. I'm just a medical student. Like, it's not that deep. No offense. But genuinely. So she's like, oh, you know, you should tell me beforehand. And never in my, like, life of all of the years that I've been a student did I have to personally text that specific doctor that I was going to have to tell them, oh, by the way, I'm not going to come in today. So anyway, So that was an expectation that she had, which fair enough if you told me, but like I've never had that before. Like it was not a normal thing to do. And also we're rotating. So it's like, it's not like we're like buddies like together for this whole time and like how dare you not tell me, like I'm doing this rotation and this, and like, you know, like I understand the fact that like we're medical students and you want to prepare things for us, which is actually really appreciated, but you can go about it in a specific way. You don't need to be hostile, like, and you don't even know my intentions, first of all. And my intentions, honestly, like, were not bad or anything, you know? But that's just how she was. And so she complained to our head in Kuwait University. And the head was like, oh, you guys gotta apologize. Like, we had this whole meeting with, like, all of the girls from the rotation. And she was like, well, you guys need to apologize. And I was like, apologize for what? Like, for me not being there? Like, they were like, oh yeah, because you needed to tell her beforehand. Like, that's not, like, and also she was rude. Oh yeah, she told me, this sounds like I'm backbiting, but like, you don't say this to someone. I will not pass you. First of all, I wasn't scared because she didn't have the authority to like do that to me. But you don't say that to someone. And she wasn't even a part of passing or failing me anyway. So yeah, she was rude. And so if you're rude, like, let's say this instance happened and you were kind and you were nice, I would say sorry, even though I don't feel like I did anything wrong. Just to be nice, I would say sorry. But when you're rude, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And so I didn't, and they kept persisting. They kept telling us, oh, apologize. I was like, no, like, people don't get this.
That's good.
You have a right. You have a right as a person to stick up for yourself. And I know that some of the girls that were with us, they were afraid because this head from the Kuwait University, she was like in charge of our grades and all of that. But so that's why sometimes students are afraid to speak out because they don't want their grades to be affected. But you have a right. And for me, yeah, I thought perhaps she would have maybe meddled with my grades or like put me down a notch. But what's more important for me is to advocate for my rights. And yeah, and if you do that, God is watching, and you do whatever you need to do, but I'm going to do what's
100%,
right.
100%. I feel like there's something more important than grades at the end of the day, and it is ethics, and it is doing what's right.
I mean, I don't fault them, like, if that's what you care about, but for me, like, there's that's something more important.
When it comes to right and wrong, I feel like this is something that we really care about. It's non-negotiable. It's number one. So everything else can go second to that, but we know our hearts, especially as people who are doctors, you know, who are going to be doctors or who are doctors. We're not just treating a disease. Okay, these are human lives. We don't put on like a stethoscope. We're not given a book. No, we're given a white coat, which is a responsibility. You have human lives that you're going to be dealing with. What medical school is all about is personal development. It really is being a doctor, not just on the outside, but in our hearts and in our minds.
Yeah, you need to have empathy for patients. Even I see we have some foreigners like in the hospitals, and sometimes there's a language barrier, which I understand, but sometimes I see doctors, they don't put the effort into trying to make the patient understand. They just like in rounds sometimes, they're just like, oh, they tell the nurse or whatever, do this, that, increase the dose, blah, blah, blah. And the patient's like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? What are you giving me?
Empathy is supposed to be number one. That's the main thing. Like, because patients don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
It's really about being a safe doctor. It's about being clear with your patients. It's really like, and by the way, there was a crazy study that like 90% of what makes a patient compliant to their medications is their relationship with their doctor and how much they trust them.
Yeah, exactly. And also, do you want to be contributing to their negative health, mental health? Like, I don't know. I think
if you as a doctor, if you're not upholding the moral ground of right and wrong, who's going to do it in society? You know, you have a really big status. That's a big deal. You have a responsibility. You have an ethical responsibility. And you have God watching you. It's...
Right. But if we want to talk about our next topic, which is about Palestine. Okay, so I just want to say, I see people even now no shame, like Starbucks, like coffee. And I'm like, I've seen their point. Some of them, I don't know if they care or not, but some of them are like, oh no, it's a local brand. Like, it's Kuwait, we're not technically giving money. I mean, I don't know if I believe that, first of all, but even if there's a chance, like, we don't know for sure. We don't know where the money's going. Even if there was a chance that it could go to who should not be named entity. I don't like to say their name because I get triggered every time I say them. But why would you take that chance? It's coffee. You can get coffee everywhere. And I don't get it, genuinely.
It's a big subject. It's human lives. It's like, it's a human catastrophe that's going on. Why would you give the chance to kind of support that? Even a tiny bit. If everyone had that mindset of, oh, it's just a small contribution, it's not going to do anything, nothing's going to happen. But if we all had the mindset of, we're going to support this cause, we're going to do whatever it takes, even if it's a small thing, even if it's like just not buying this coffee, obviously it's going to have an ultimate impact.
Yeah. I mean, it's not an essential item too, coffee. Like, you don't, like, some people say, I need coffee to survive, but genuinely it's not essential for your living. So it's not like, I understand if it's something like, oh, I don't know, I need to get this surgery done or something life-threatening.
Yeah.
But if it's like coffee, something that you can get rid of, like, not get rid of, but I mean, like, you don't need it. Like, come on. And also, okay, I'm gonna say this, I miss McDonald's, okay? I liked McDonald's, but do I care more about my cravings or do I care more about the children being bombed and killed? Obviously, I'm not gonna satisfy my, like, hunger while they're starving, while they're being killed. Sorry, but blood is not going to be on my hands.
I have a point to make about this.
Yeah.
When we talk about jihad, there's an internal jihad. We have to fight our struggles, right? That's considered huge in Islam. Us on the inside, fighting whatever struggles or desires that we have for the greater good. If you cannot do this basic jihad, that is not buying a Starbucks, that's the least we could do, is that not buying these Zionist products. If we're not able to do these small things, then...
And you can look at it in a positive way. Like, for me, yeah, I'm gonna say this, I was getting McDonald's sometimes, and when I stopped, like, it benefited me because I'm, like, not dependent on fast food as much. I don't know, like, it also benefits you in many different ways.
Fast food is not healthy. It's also considered ultra processed food, I think, I believe, which there's been, like, crazy studies about how it has, like, 10% or something. I'm gonna put the study up, but like 10% increases the risk of cancer, something like that. It's not exactly organic food. You're better off without it. Like, it's really not that essential.
Yeah, if someone's watching this who does have Starbucks and stuff like that, like, I really do want you to consider, like, we're not just trying to attack you, but you just look at your morals and look what you care about, and if you're happy buying that cup for yourself, you're happy, while other people in the world are suffering, then, I mean,
God
do
is the
you,
only
I
witness.
guess.
God is the only witness at the end of the day.
Your conscience, I mean, yeah.
It's sad. It does hurt, honestly. It's not something that's light. Every time I see someone buying that, it's not something that just crosses my mind and goes away. It does kind of trigger me, I'm not gonna lie. As we've said, it's a small act that you can do to resist the Zionist entity, which is a big deal.
I agree.
A lot of the times in med school, it's about, like, we just have this mindset about survival, just getting from one chapter to the next because it's so tiring and draining. You've had that, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that's what we signed up for, I guess.
Yeah, I know, but...
I just wish, like, our uni would do more activities, like, not just, like, us students as a student association, but, like, the actual uni itself. Does that not happen? Honestly, I don't know about other unis, but it just feels very dull. There's just one point where, like, I don't know if it's just our uni. I was speaking to someone about this as well, but is just so, like, there's just a lonely atmosphere. I don't know what it is. I don't know, at least for me, like, when I would study, shout out to my basketball library place. When I would study, it just felt so lonely. I just don't know. I guess it's normal, but
You mean there's a
I don't.
lonely atmosphere in it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I do have friends, but like, I don't know. I just feel still lonely. I don't know how to explain it. Like, even when I'm studying and then I go, what really helped though, like, is study breaks. Like, I would just walk around with my friends. That made me feel better. Or like when I, during finals, I felt this loneliness where I was just like, when I was studying, I felt so like alone. So I would just like go next to my friend and I would just study next to her. Like, just her being there, like, I don't know, it just made me feel better. You know what I mean?
A lot of medical school is just studying. That's why it's lonely. A lot of people, I feel like, feel the same way.
I think I wish someone told me this. Actually, I should mention that when I was in first year, okay, first of all, first year medical school, absolute worst in terms of like this new environment. Like, no, it wasn't that bad. Like, academically it was fine, but like I didn't know anyone, you know, that first transition year. And the second year was like, okay, it was a different year. Obviously we got more clinical stuff, but that was the point where we kept studying all the time. And honestly, so many moments during second year I was like, is this really what I want to be doing? Can I really do this? Am I really able to memorize just everything all of my life? And that was really like a crisis of mine, like in second year. Plus, it's like everyone knows second year is like the worst year in medical school. But I didn't know how I was going to continue. And then, I don't know, I pushed through even though it was so hard. Third year, fourth year, you kind of adapt. So
which one's been your favorite
year? I would say seventh, probably. Yeah. It's nice. It's like such a chill year, you know what I mean? But yeah. So it does get better. You do feel like you want to quit a lot of times. And some people did. Like, I know some people in clinical years, they were in medical school, they're like, yeah, this life's not for me, and they went to like do English literature or something in a different uni. Everyone's different, but I would say is depressing, but like I think when you get through like the first 2 years, I think at least it gets better mentally. You kind of know what you're doing, you kind of adapt, and it's not as dreading. You would start to realize, okay, now I need to put in my activities, because I was really bad with that. I would just study 24/7, and I know a lot of people do that too. And for me, when someone said, oh, like, I take a day off in the week, I'm like, a day off? That's a whole 24 hours that you're gonna waste? And it's not a waste of time. It's productive. When you rest, you re-energize, and you're able to, even though it's hard for some people to, and for me especially, to integrate that into my life, I did start doing that. I was like, okay, Thursdays I'm not gonna study. And that's what I did. And I think that don't ditch your hobbies. Do it. Try to enjoy your life. Try to balance out as much as you can. Obviously, don't play too much. Have that sort of balance. I wish I did play a bit more, because I think I burnt myself out so much studying, and then it was like a depression, and then I had to study again, but I was depressed, and like, yeah. So really incorporating your hobbies, anything, hanging out with your friends, playing football, these are some things that really helped me. So yeah.
I have a question, just like on a topic.
Yeah.
So communication skills, what do you think about it? Like,
in terms of what?
As being a doctor, how important is communication?
It's very important. It's very important, not just with the patient, but also with the other medical staff. Yeah, it's really important. Yeah.
And have you faced doctors who have had poor communication skills?
Of course. Of course, yeah.
There's like a quote that says something like, thoughts, feelings, and attitudes depend on the choice of terminology. That's why many medical schools try to teach communication skills and how to actually speak to the patients from first year all the way onward. What do you feel about doctors that just like kind of throw you into the deep end without actually teaching these skills, like communication skills, ethics, character, that kind of thing?
Honestly, I don't feel any different, because I feel like I have a good like a moral compass. I don't know. I just feel like I'm able to communicate. It sounds narcissistic, but genuinely, I feel like some people need it, but I don't think I'm one of those people. I hope. I don't know.
Do you
don't
feel
think
like,
so.
but do you feel like they should focus more on teaching us those skills and developing our skills in med school, as
I don't
opposed to just
know.
throwing us into?
I don't know, because you know, some people, even if they get taught, they still have the ego to do whatever they want to do. So I don't know. Like communication, yeah, maybe, but ethics, I don't know.
I think they really.
I think because some people have personalities where they just do whatever they want.
I know, but it's still important to have these kind of lessons
Yeah,
integrated
I
into our
guess so.
learning.
Yeah.
And I feel like people abroad, at least, this is the case, where they have whole portfolios. Doctors have whole portfolios. So if they do something wrong or they mess up or whatever they do, they are responsible and they are held accountable for it. Here, I don't know if it's as much, that happens as much, but I know for sure that doctors are held accountable all the time in medical systems abroad.
Well, I know doctors get sued a lot here, so I guess. But yeah, it is important to tell your patients their rights and communicate exactly what you're doing, what their options are.
Your character is really important. I think that's the number one thing as a doctor.
I don't think it's hard. Like, just do the right thing. Like, I don't know.
Just put in effort. Just try to.
Like, you're just gonna get more problems anyway if you're just gonna be like rude and stuff. Like, I don't know. But yeah.
Thank you so much, Rowa. This has been very fruitful and this has been fun, and I'm sure that a lot of people would benefit and love to hear your insights.
I hope.
And inshallah, you're on for a next episode.
I hope so. If I offended anyone, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anyone. The main thing to take away is just to be kind, just to be nice to people around you. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was sent to perfect good character. So just make sure you're doing the right thing in anything in your life. Just make sure that you're doing the right thing. Don't intentionally harm people. That's it, I guess.